Film and television star Christina Applegate is opening up about her latest health battle. Fans recognize her from decades of memorable performances on the big and small screen, but now comes a challenging diagnosis for the comedic icon. More now from NBC's Chanel Jones.
Overnight, emotional news from Christina Applegate, the Emmy Award-winning actress, revealing she has multiple sclerosis, writing, "A few months ago, I was diagnosed with MS. It's been a strange journey, but I have been so supported by people that I know who also have this condition. MS affects the brain and spinal cord, causing problems with vision, movement, or balance." Applegate adding that it's been a tough road, but she'll keep going. A comedic powerhouse for more than 3 decades, Applegate skyrocketed to fame in the 80s and 90s, portraying oldest daughter Kelly Bundy in Married with Children.
Oh my God, an M&M.
And I got a W&W.
The breakout role leading to a successful television career spanning decades, including an Emmy-winning stint on Friends, and a legendary role opposite Will Ferrell in Anchorman as ambitious newswoman Veronica Corningstone.
Well, you have bad hair.
Applegate is also currently starring in and executive producing the acclaimed Netflix drama Dead to Me, earning her 3 Emmy nominations over its first 2 seasons. This isn't the star's first health scare, though. After being diagnosed with breast cancer in 2008, she worked to spread awareness about the disease, sharing her experience with an MRI screening.
I can't stress enough, it saved my life. I mean, there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it.
This morning, support pouring in for the star, Applegate keeping a positive outlook on her future, sharing a comforting message of support with fans. As one of my friends that has MS said, "We wake up and take the indicated action." And that's what I do.
More than 2 million people have a diagnosis of MS worldwide. That's according to the National Multiple Sclerosis Society.
Joining us right now is clinical nurse specialist Alice Benjamin. Nurse Alice, thank you so much for being here, first of all. There's a lot to cover about this because it seems like we all know someone who's been diagnosed with MS. It seems to come on at any age, at any time. So how do doctors make that diagnosis? And we'll start with what brings you to a doctor in the first place.
Right. So when it comes to MS, we call that MS for short. Usually it's very subtle symptoms that bring someone to their doctor. Maybe someone's having some numbness or tingling or some electric sensations in their legs. Maybe they're having some blurry vision, just some problems with balance, fatigue. So very vague symptoms. And so usually we try to rule out more of the acute things. We're wanting to know if this is a stroke, if there's a tumor. And so usually when it comes to diagnosing MS, it's really, we get to that diagnosis after ruling out other acute disease processes. So it's something that can sometimes take a while to get to a diagnosis, but there are plenty of tests that we do to try to get there.
This, once you are diagnosed, Nurse Alice, it will then be a lifelong battle. So what is it like for people to live with MS, and what is the long-term prognosis?
Well, I think it's important for viewers to know that people can still live a long, fairly healthy, productive life with MS. Not everyone who has MS requires medication or treatment. Usually the treatment for MS is targeted towards any type of exacerbations, acute attacks, managing some of the symptoms that we've mentioned, and as well as preventing the disease progression. But it's very important for people who have MS to still live a healthy life, continue to do the things you enjoy doing. It's good to have a support group. It's good to talk about your emotions, but it's also very important to be mindful that this is an autoimmune disease. This is where your immune system is attacking your nervous system. So you need to be very cautious when it comes to any type of minor illness. You want to make sure that you're taking the utmost care because you are someone who is considered immunocompromised.
And I just admire the bravery watching people who are afflicted with this disease. My colleagues and I at NBC4 over the years have been part of MS walks, and one year you will see people who seem to be just fine, and then the next year the disease has really taken control of them. There is no cure for MS. Are we making any type of progress in trying to find a cure as far as you see, Nurse Alice?
Well, we are definitely still working that. Unfortunately, there is no annual screening or any specific tests for MS. So it's really a matter of reporting your symptoms to your healthcare provider. So it's important to be seen annually to address these things. But, we're making advancements when it comes to medications. I mean, the treatments that we have for people with MS are really providing them a quality of life, allowing them to live longer lives. And when they do have acute exacerbations, the medications can fairly quickly remedy those things. So they're not left suffering with, exacerbations. So I think we're making headway, but as far as a cure, we're not there yet. And actually even trying to find out what is the exact cause, what triggers this, we still don't know yet.
Hopefully someday soon we will find out. Meantime,
Yes.
Nurse Alice Benjamin, thank you so much for joining us this afternoon.
Thank you.